Executive Brief. Executive Brief.
My good people of Abia State, it is my honor and pleasure to address
From the seat of governance in Abia, God's own state, comes a compendium of the governor's weekly engagement in the service to humanity and God.
This government is in its second and final tenure, and therefore we are in a hurry to gain traction and achieve what our mandate the people have given to us and defined for us as assignment.
Join the Chief Press Secretary to Abia State Governor Enyimba on Flow 94.9 FM as he tracks Governor Okezie-Ikpeazu's activities in delivering on the social contract with the good people of Abia State.
We have received awards and acknowledgement as the SME capital of Nigeria in recent times.
Executive Brief.
Every Friday at 9:30 a.m.
on Flow 94.9 FM, the flow of God's own state. Executive Brief from the horse's mouth.
There is now a deliberate effort to ensure that our infrastructure is solid and durable.
In a bid to ensure a first-class management of the Enyimba automated shoe factory, there was an assemblage of a team of experts with experience in running similar factories. In the course of the week, the governor received a report from the exploratory committee on the establishment of the University of Science and Technology, and this has received widespread reaction. This is the Executive Brief, a program with a focus on the weekly activities of the Executive Governor of Abia State, Dr. Okezie-Ikpeazu, courtesy of the Office of the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor of Abia State. Well, this program is a live simulcast on Flow 94.9 FM Umuahia and Real 99.1 FM Aba. My name is Temple Barra, and by some happenstance, we do not have the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor of Abia State, Barrister Enyimba, in the studio, as he is on official assignment in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, with the State Governor. We'll have to join him, or he will be joining us via phone on the program this morning, and definitely get to put a spotlight, highlight some of the activities of the governor, explain some of the decisions of the executive, and give us an insight as to why they are in Abuja at this time. Barrister Enyimba will be joining us in a moment or two. A very good morning to you, Barrister Enyimba.
Good morning, Mr. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. I just want to confirm that you can hear us very clearly.
Yes, I can.
Okay. Well, we'll start off with the governor expressing deep concern for the state of the Nigerian Television Authority station in Aba, and assured that he was going to help in the area of securing the premises in 7 days. That is 6 days today, through the rehabilitation of the perimeter fence. I'd want to find out if anything has been done, or are we waiting for 7 days?
First of all, you need to understand that the Nigerian Television Authority, Channel 6 Aba, is a media outfit owned by the federal government.
Yeah.
But the governor understands that the station primarily serves the interest of the people of Abia State, especially the people of Aba. You will recall that NTA Channel 6 Aba happens to be the first television station in Aba that has served our people over the years. So if anything is going wrong with the station, the first victims will be the people of Aba. So when they sent an SOS to the governor to come over to NTA Aba and help them, the governor personally visited the place and went around the station, the studios, the offices, and made the place in a very serious state of despair. And he gave an assurance that for the sake of the people of Abia State, for the sake of the people of Aba, the state government will intervene and ensure that some of these things are taken care of. And the instructions have been given to the relevant agencies of the state government, and you can be sure that the directives of the governor will be implemented as quickly as possible.
All right, let's take a look at a certain video that surfaced online and has been making the rounds, with a tag, a completion of equipment test run at the Enyimba automated shoe factory. The question there on the lips of many is, when will production commence?
Production is commencing in a few days.
Okay.
I'm sure by next week production will commence. If you recall, on the day the governor inaugurated the board of the shoe factory,
okay,
I did speak to the managing director of the factory, and he made it clear that they will commence production in September. Before the end of September, the full production will commence. Today is just the 11th, and test run. In fact, everything he told me that day is happening. He said between the last week of August and the second week of September that they would have completed test run and be ready to produce. So from the video there, you could see that the factory is ready for work, and I'm sure the next week work will start.
All right, Kinetic Abia continues, which is a inspection and commissioning of ongoing and completed road projects in Abia State.
Yes.
Let's take a look at some of the roads that were inspected and those commissioned in the course of the week.
Yes, the governor visited just the other day the Umopara Ring Road.
Okay.
The Umopara Ring Road is a very strategic road that connects about two local governments of Umuahia South and Isialangwa North. It starts from off the road from the Abia Tower, the road that leads you from Abia Tower to Imo State through the Umuahia South local government communities like Umuopara and all those other communities. Now it crisscrosses the entire the other half of Umuahia South local government and extends up to Isialangwa North local government around the entire area. So the governor was there, and the people of Umuahia South, the people of Umuopara community were happy to receive him. And one of the journalists said that this road has been in a state of disrepair for the past 16 years and has subjected the people to very serious difficulty. But the governor's intervention has made it possible for them to have their hopes rekindled. It is a road that opens up several farming communities in Umuahia South and a portion of Isialangwa North. And the governor expressed satisfaction with the work, and in the next couple of weeks, that road will be completed. Last week when we were talking, I forgot to discuss that the governor commissioned the internal roads within the Aba High Court.
Okay.
And of course the internal roads within the Central Police Station Aba. These two institutions, the judiciary and the police, are strategic institutions that aid and support the administration of justice. As a lawyer,
so it's actually important to look at the infrastructure within the facility.
Absolutely, because all these things affect the smooth administration of justice. I remember many years ago, as a young lawyer in Aba, when I started practice, I recall that the High Court premises was in a terrible state of disrepair, parking of vehicles because of the bad roads. You as a lawyer coming to court, in a bid to find a place to park your vehicle, you could miss your turn on the cost list. But today it's a brand new road, beautifully done, well paved, and the lawyers and litigants alike in Aba, including the judges, are excited. They were all there that day, and they expressed their thanks to the governor, and kudos to the Honorable Commissioner for Works, who is a lawyer too, Barrister Bob Ogu, who ensured that the governor's instructions were carried out to the letter. So a whole lot of work is going on, and we will continue with the Kinetic Abia as the weeks roll by.
All right, so a series of open letters have been written to Governor Okezie Victor Ikpeazu, and Well, to take a look at some one of the letter. This one is a response. It was a letter written by Wimo Obinna, who wrote on the state of the ancestral and rural roads in Ihe, Ishialangwa, not local government area. That's one of it. Then there's another one, another letter which what came from Jani Lily on the reopening of schools.
Yes.
What's informing some of this? It's actually very strange, that the governor responds to, open letters by indigenous citizens.
People do not understand the kind of man Governor Kezipazu is. He is a man who understands the need for engagement with the public on the activities of his administration. Governor Kezipazu believes that he owes the people of Abia State, who elected him, the obligation, the duty to keep them informed. And there is hardly any governor today in this country who can match his credentials in terms of engagement with the public. So when these letters started rolling in, I approached him and informed him about it. He expressed willingness to respond to some of these issues, provided that the issues are properly raised, decently raised, and are objective. No, there is not a platform for needless politicking or needless name calling. And the two issues he responded to, this reopening of schools and the
okay, so you're saying there's been a lot more letters written.
The governor said he will be willing to respond at least 2 times every week to some of these open letters, but I let me add here that it's not a platform for name calling and unnecessary politicking. When issues that are germane to the development of Abia State, when issues that concern the welfare of the people of Abia State are, the government will be very willing to respond. You can be sure of that.
All right, let's take a look at the report of the committee on the establishment of the University of Science and Technology. The governor promised to study that report religiously, but I'm sure that committee was put together on the instruction of the governor. It means the governor of ABC has intentions to set up a University of Science and Technology in Abia State. On that note, there's been widespread reactions as to why set up a University of Science and Technology on the premise that other institutions on the state have not received government attention adequately.
There is people are entitled to opinions. There is no institution at the state that does not receive attention of government. The thing is that reciprocity in involvement has to be sustained. Now, dreams, vision are the hallmarks of great leadership.
Okay.
And the political will to bring some of these visions into fruition. And the governor is of the view, and it makes a lot of sense, that because of the technological endowments of our people, if you go to the Metallurgical Institute in Aba, you find out that there are opportunities that lie there in wait. And this institution is not going to be the regular institution which is funded wholly by government. This one is going to be in partnership with the sector. The whole idea is to create a platform for production or for the training of manpower, logically based manpower. Okay, and if you look at the pedigree of the people who served on this committee, when you look at the chairman of that committee, National Order of Merit Award winner, Professor Anya. When you look at the former Vice Chancellor of the University of Nigeria, Soka, Professor Chiemeko Ozumba, you will find out that these are not frivolous individuals. A man with the caliber of Professor Anya could not have served on the committee that was set up for frivolous reasons. In fact, while presenting the report, Professor Anya told the governor that this is a very proactive step. It is a huge step, towards consolidating the technological prowess of our people. So naysayers will always be naysayers. They will always be there trying to discourage you, but great things that have happened across the world are products of great ideas like this. So the governor is not phased, he's not worried about the negative attitude of people. The governor believes that he is on the right course, and we agree.
All right. Well, the issue as regards payment of salaries and adequate care over time, representatives of Abia State government and spokespersons have continued to say that these institutions are properly funded, well, subvented and adequately subvented. That's the right word. And the government is playing its own part. Would you say, that government is doing all that's expected of them in ensuring that institutions
you need to understand the nature of these tertiary institutions? They are statutory institutions established by law, and these enabling statutes clearly define their mode of funding. There is no tertiary institution in this country that is owned by government, that is funded 100% by government. What the government does is to give subventions to these institutions, and the government of Abia State under Governor Enyimba has been very faithful in that financial obligation. Now the challenge is for creativity. The challenge is for innovative leadership. The leadership of these institutions are expected to look inwards. One of the high points of last week was the removal of the rector of the Abia State Polytechnic and his replacement with some other person. The whole idea is to look for hands who can make use, who can look around the environment and innovate and create new ways of doing this. That is why two people will go to an exam, one will score an A and one will score an F or a D. So in abilities differ. Okay. So what has done by changing the leadership of this institution is to create a platform for fresh ideas to come on board.
Okay.
So the government has been living up to its expectation, its obligation in funding these institutions by paying the subventions. This is one area. It is not the government of Abia State that pays salaries of workers of tertiary institutions in Abia State. All the high institutions owned by government, it is not the government of Abia State that pays their salaries. Government does is to subvent them and augment this subvention by internally generated revenue, which they use, to pay their bills.
All right, thank you very much. All right, sir.
Yes.
On final note, could you inform Abians on why you are in Abuja at this point?
Well, it's an official assignment. I'm out of town in course of my work, and as you can see, technology has made it so that even from any part of the world you can still do what you need to do. I am here on official assignment.
All right. Finally, news filtered into media space that local government elections will hold on the 19th of December. At some point, the issue of funding was raised when we're talking about when would we have elections in Abia State at local government level. The issue of funding was raised. I'd like to ask, do we have the funds required to actually...
The chairman of the Abia State Independent Electoral Commission, Professor Agumpa, yesterday made it clear that the elections will hold on the 19th of December. So what it means is that some of these issues have been reviewed and certain positions taken. It is commonsensical to say that the commission could not have given a date for conduct of elections when issues of funding have not been sorted out. So, having given a date, it's a simple indication that yes, some of these issues have been sorted out and we're on course. So it is another testament to the democratic credentials of Governor Enyimba, that even at a time like this, he is committed to democratizing the government at the local government level, and it's a great opportunity. Democracy remains the best option. It jumpstarts a lot of activities at the grassroots level. People are able to elect their ward councillors and their chairmen and all that. It keeps things busy at the local government level and brings development closer home.
All right, thank you very much, Barrister Onyebuchi Ememanka. One last question for you. When are you coming back to Abia State?
Very, very soon.
No date.
If I had my way, I would have come back today. I mean, it's my wife's birthday today, so.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I would love to come back even this morning, but let's see. Depends on work.
All right, thank you very much for coming on the show this morning. We appreciate your contributions, and of course, you've been able to highlight some of the issues. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you. Next week, I hope to be in the studios.
Looking forward to next week then.
Thank you.
All right, that was Chief Press Secretary to the Executive Governor of Abia State, Barrister Onyebuchi Ememanka, via phone, highlighting some of the activities of the Executive Governor of Abia State, Dr. Okezie Victor Ikpeazu. The executive brief was a live simulcast on Flow 94.9 FM and Real 99.1 FM. Omar and Abba, respectively, will come back next week at exactly 9:30 a.m. On behalf of the producer of the show, Mr. Samson Eze, I'd like to say thank you very much for listening and look forward to being with you on the program next week, Friday. My name is Tempo Bara. Have a wonderful weekend.
At Flow 94.9 FM, we've got conducive and well-secured environment for business. High-tech video studio, a state-of-the-art production studio. You can also listen live on www.flow949fm.com and watch our videos on YouTube at Flow FM TV. Flow 94.9 FM, not just radio, but a complete broadcasting house.